Okay, so Haunted Hills Hospital in Lake Station this year. One of our former favorites, but as regular Horror Tours viewers will know, last year we weren't too thrilled with it. In fact, we were almost so disillusioned that we almost didn't go back.
Right.
But we thought, why not? We give it another shot.
Of course.
Was it worth it?
Definitely, yes. Yes, I in the last year was just a little off year. This year, you know, I didn't want to miss it. I love Haunted Hills, and I like going to it every year. But
well, what made it different this year than last year?
Well, they changed it up. Last year there was a lot of storytelling. This year went back to what it was, what it was before. It was just kind of, to me, it was kind of intense, which I enjoyed. Actors everywhere. I mean, it was more like jump out and scare you type haunt instead of telling a story haunt, which I prefer. The jumping out and scaring you, that type. But it was excellent. I was enjoying it. I was very entertained. I know I was laughing in parts, even though most people probably wouldn't be. But to me, that's entertaining when the actors are, they do all different crazy things, and it was great this year. I mean, I really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to give it 5 chainsaws. It's back. I'm really happy to say that Haunted Hills is right back up there again where it was in the past, and I'm looking forward to next year. I know they're in a new location, so it's only going to get better. So 5 chainsaws for me.
All right.
Okay, Haunted Hills Hospital, new location. What'd you think?
It's excellent. It's an excellent haunt. A lot of actors in there. The sets are excellent. The only thing is it's really aggressive, and they get in your face, so if you're not the kind of person who likes them aggressive and in your face, but otherwise it's an excellent haunt.
What'd you think about the sets?
They're really well done. They use the space really well. It's well lit. It's a pretty long haunt too.
How many chainsaws would you give?
Probably 4.5.
Okay. So I must admit, I was very pleasantly surprised with Haunted Hills. When we went there, it was just sort of a spur-of-the-moment decision on the night that we went. We actually didn't have a plan to go, and we thought, what the heck, we're just going to go. And it was a miserable, awful, rainy night, but the haunt was very, very enjoyable, I have to say. The new location works really well, especially for set design. It actually looks as though a lot of these sets are pre-existing. There's even a scene where you go out to a gazebo, and this is really nicely done. You're in an outdoor scene, and it actually has dirt on the floor and everything, and there's this gazebo in the center, and all around it are windows and things of buildings. Not real buildings, obviously, but the facade. But then when you go back inside, you go around the buildings on one side, and then you go to the outside of the buildings, and the windows, people jump out of the windows at you. Whereas in the gazebo area, they were there and they were coming at you. Now when you're around the other side, they're on the other side of the windows and they're coming out. And this was sort of a thing that went through Haunted Hills the whole way through. There's a whole psychiatric hospital ward area where people are behind wire fences and they're wearing bags on their heads. They all look the same, and they're all screaming to get you. And as you wind your way through, the same actors can try to get you again. Very cleverly done. We like that sort of concept. And the details were great down to the posters on the walls and things. The posters actually fit the theme of the hospital, and you could read them. They had interesting things on them, and they looked old and aged. A lot of great attention paid to set detail. Actors were much better this year. They seemed to be all on point. They really knew what they were doing and when to stop. There were just a couple of points that were maybe where the actors were too in your face, a little too intense, looking like they were going to get touchy-feely, even though we know they're not going to touch you, but it got right to that point in a couple of areas where the screaming was a little much for those who might be put off by such things. It was fine for me, but I'm talking about for other people who maybe don't want to get yelled at a lot. There were some areas that maybe were a little bit too much, but overall, the haunt was maybe about 15 minutes long, and it seemed like a lot longer than that in a good way. So I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite years of Haunted Hills. They really did an excellent job. Kudos to all the actors, especially Dr. Cropsey. He's good every year, just because of his facial or lack of facial expressions. And those who've seen him will know what I mean. But a lot of the actors were great. Even the actor that welcomed us into the hospital, he was great too. All the bad stuff from last year was gone. A lot of good stuff added this year. I'm going to give it a 4.5, only because of the couple points where it went a little bit above and beyond as far as the screaminess and the shoutiness went. But overall, excellent haunt. Do your take.
Wait. Oh, wait. There is no other take, though. We didn't screw up.
Not yet. I'm anticipating
Okay.
you're screwing up. No. Okay. So here's a haunt that I don't know. It's been operating 3 years now, I believe.
Yeah, about
I think
3
it's,
years.
I think it's 3 years, and it's gotten better every single time that we've went. See,
went?
Where did we went?
Where
See?
did we went?
I told you. There we go. All right, here's a haunt that we've been going to for about 3 years now, and it's gotten better every single time that we've gone there.
I can't stop. Where did you went?
Nobody knows what Laura's laughing at, but it's still a funny blooper.
Oh my gosh.
Blooper reel.
Yes, okay. All right, again.